Every state has its visionaries, and Texas is no exception. The Texas Association of Mexican American Chambers of Commerce has shown its promise, its presence, and its success.
It's given our company a lot of exposure with some of the big players in the different industries, and it's put us in front of people that are decision makers. I don't think without the chamber we would have had the opportunities that we've had.
Okay, I'd like to get that other 6,500 gallon to Altivia.
Juan Aguilar, owner of ProTank Incorporated, joined his local Hispanic chamber 5.5 years ago and says that quite rapidly his polyethylene storage tank business improved, making his business the third largest distributor in the country. Today, he says that his company has grown tremendously and has had to expand and move his company twice because of his connections. 35 years ago, 18% of the population in Texas was Hispanic. An untold Hispanic-owned businesses lined up the streets, but they had no statewide representation, no organization to turn to for advice or help, no TAMACC.
There was an enormous void. We talked about politics, we got involved in a lot of areas, but no one ever talked about, like, let's make money. I looked at it as an opportunity, not only for myself, for the others that wanted to get into businesses, especially if you're what I consider a first-generation entrepreneur. So I saw the great possibilities for people to learn and to associate themselves with some other business types with hopefully the same ideas and goals that we had.
The idea of a statewide association of Mexican American Chambers of Commerce evolved as a small group of community leaders from local chambers across Texas met with one mission in mind. The meetings that followed were destined to change the landscape of the Hispanic business communities in Texas. Some of the founding chambers included Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, Laredo, Waco, and San Antonio, the oldest chamber in Texas. Former President Joe Morin remembers the early years of TAMACC.
We were 12 chambers when I started as president of TAMACC in 1984. We had a small staff, 3 other individuals besides myself. We had a small government contract. It was a Department of Commerce contract that allowed us to start the organization, the first staff that the organization had ever had. And so it was the beginning of the growth of TAMACC.
With a $120,000 yearly contract in place, TAMACC set out to grow chambers all over Texas. But the growth didn't come without its challenges. The economic climate of the mid-'80s was not good in Texas. Texas was in the middle of a recession. The oil and real estate industries had gone bust. Growing a new organization proved questionable.
There was curiosity on the part of local community business leaders, but for the most part, we were welcomed. I mean, because there was a tremendous vacuum of a lack of business resources in the Hispanic community. So we were almost always welcome. There was occasionally some doubt about how this would work. Never any doubt about need by any community. We thought it was going to be difficult to get an Hispanic chamber movement going across the state of Texas, but on the contrary, I think people welcomed us more because of the economic recession. Everybody was looking for some sort of support to help them through these difficult times, and we were able to establish some of the strongest chapters we have ever had.
But the winds of change were growing. It was simply time to propel forward in the interest of the Hispanic-owned businesses. When the NAFTA treaty came calling, TAMACC responded full throttle, especially with trade missions into Mexico.
We jumped in there. Once we decided that this was going to be a good thing for the state of Texas and for Hispanic business and all businesses, we got involved in supporting it at every level. We strengthened those alliances with our Mexican counterparts, and proved to be very fruitful for TAMACC. A number of our businesses, individual businesses, expanded, their products, their lines, their services as a result of the contacts that they made in Mexico.
For the next 25 years, Hispanic-owned businesses grew exponentially. TAMACC's membership and agenda expanded to solidify a permanent voice in the Texas legislature.
The legislation that exists today was a result of the efforts that TAMACC took a lead in back in the mid-90s. In addition, we were supportive of general business organization that helped all businesses across the state of Texas. But most importantly, we were a presence in the Capitol. It's a respected organization, and it's earned that respect over many years.
This respect and growth could not come about without the aggressive leadership role TAMACC has taken in growing future leaders through its statewide educational program, Step Up to Success.
The Step Up to Success program was an initiative of TAMACC statewide to help young people, young Hispanics, men and women, learn about becoming an entrepreneur. It was an investment of TAMACC's time and money to help young people in communities across the state become familiar with what it means, what it takes to be an entrepreneur.
Longtime supporter of entrepreneurial programs, Honorable Eva Guzman knows the importance of such a program.
A tremendous example also of the success that comes through big dreams and hard work and good choices. And so I see the future for the Latino community as tremendously successful, as great. But I do think we all need a wake-up call. If we don't start changing the mindset and the role that education plays in the future of our community, we will not grow in the way that we should.
Today, Texas is the second largest state in the country. With 37% Hispanic population, the U.S. Census says there are more than 500,000 Hispanic-owned businesses in the state of Texas alone. Hector Romo, owner of Romo Electric, an electrical construction company for both residential and commercial real estate, is a newly joined member of his local Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Romo says it is the perfect time to join the statewide organization with unlimited resources to build a better future for his company.
During the last 10 or 15 years, a lot of Mexican American people had moved to Texas, and well, now is the moment to do business with that new people. That is opening new businesses, new taquerias, new electrical companies. You can see many new companies that are the Mexican American people are the owners, and I believe that this moment is a good moment to network with each other, and most important, to do business with each other.
Networking opportunities among the membership are very common and beneficial for TAMACC, especially when corporations form a large part of the membership. Former Chairman Jose Luis Lopez, owner of Lopez Marketing Group, Inc., a fully integrated firm focusing on marketing to the nearly 15 million Hispanics in the U.S. today, recalls that during his term as chairman, corporations were stepping up to participate with TAMACC in different capacities.
We're able to get corporate to really participate, not only on funding, but also in procurement. You had the IBMs of the world that were involved, and we'd be involved with procurement. You had Walmart that was and Sam's that were big advocates and helped us with procurement. AT&T and Verizon, they were fantastic as far as some of the outreach. We were very fortunate to work with the Chase Banks of the world and Wells Fargo, and they were helping us not just on funding but on procurement. So it was all very strong. We were able to get Hispanic companies or own companies to participate and get some contracts with Wells Fargo, with Chase. It was great.
The Texas Association of Mexican American Chambers of Commerce has helped many of its members sharpen their leadership skills and build a strong network of business partners across Texas through its annual Hispanic Business Convention. Current chairman, Ben Mendez, says he is bringing new and innovative initiatives that will root the organization for the new millennium.
One was to engage the Hispanic chambers all over the state of Texas.
So I actually took a tour of Texas and went to their offices and found out what some of their needs and some of their wants were. And it was very enlightening because I got to see exactly how they are in their community and some of the initiatives that they have instilled in their organization and have reached out to small businesses. The second goal was to engage some of the elected officials. As part of my role as chairman of TAMACC, it is important that we have the support of the elected officials, especially at the State House and the Senate. Without them, we probably would not be able to pass the laws that affect small business, so we need their support in doing so. My third goal was to bring on board the alliance partners, if you will. And that means anybody, any association that could assist TAMACC in reaching their ultimate goal, which was to help small businesses.
With new initiatives in place, corporations are fast looking to be a part of this growing phenomenon.
The numbers of Hispanic businesses is incredible. We have reached over 450,000 Hispanic-owned businesses in the state of Texas alone, and that number will double in the next 10 years. So we're looking at almost 1 million businesses that are Hispanic-owned in the year 2020. Corporate America needs to understand that we're here to stay. We're not going anywhere, and it's important they jump on board and support us, because if we support small businesses, everybody benefits in the state of Texas.
The future of TAMACC is unlimited because the demand, the need for its services, for its support is unlimited. And why is that? Because it's the Hispanic population and the number of Hispanic entrepreneurs is growing more rapidly than any other segment.
Anybody that invests in small business, invest in Hispanic businesses, is going to benefit the whole state. Whether it be the chambers, whether it be TAMACC, or whether it be corporate America.
It's a tremendous, tremendous opportunity. I just read an article this morning about the buying power of Latinos and how it had increased. And so when you have a community who's so vibrant, who's growing, whose purchasing power is expanding exponentially, then you look to what future is there individually on a more local level.
The statewide organization has clout at the state level that's able to initiate bills that affect small business. Without that clout, with the chambers behind us, then we are nothing. TAMACC exists because of small chambers and the mid-sized chambers and the big chambers. So all these chambers together make TAMACC what it is today.
From local levels to statewide levels, with new initiatives and alliances, this new leadership will launch TAMACC into the next few decades. For the Texas Association of Mexican American Chambers of Commerce, I'm Baldemar Rodriguez.